Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 1346 46 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome to SRW TV. We jump back into the world of open wheelers for the final round of Season 4 of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. We finally leave Jules Villeneuve's and the Wall of Champions behind us, and we're at Phillip Island for a 60-minute race tonight. It's a home track and a favourite of many of the drivers out there, so it should be an awesome night of racing. It's Cowan, your average sim racer here. I'm together with Pete the Weapon Gretton, who once again is on the comms and behind the scenes with all the action for tonight. Buddy, it's the final round. It's all going to come to head for these drivers out here, and what a great track to finish on.
Yeah, good afternoon, Cowie, and to all the viewers, if we got any. Yeah, bit of a belated grand finale here, but, well, Phillip Island, I love this track, and I was talking earlier with another co-commentator, and Phillip Island, I think next season we're teed up to talk and commentate the 86s, so that's going to be pretty cool. Phillip Island in anything, I love. F3s, well, we could have studied it, Cowie, but I know I didn't, and I'm sure you didn't. So it's going to be brand new to us, and hopefully we can get just as excited.
I've been trying to keep the blinders on for the past couple of weeks, guys. We do apologise that we weren't able to get this live out race for you guys. Look, just one of those times where several instances all conspired together. We tried to get it out last week and we had internet issues. But look, we're here finally. We certainly didn't want to miss this final round. I've heard a couple of things in the wing that there's some big moments in this race tonight, Pete. But one of the things about a delayed broadcast, it does mean we can bring in a special guest. So we've got one of the guys who was out there in the thick of it, Tyler Sheaf. We're going to have you join us on the comms here, buddy, and you can give us some insight to how it all went, mate. Welcome.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Cowie and Pete, for dragging me into today in the combo. But I'm definitely looking forward to watching the replay. I haven't watched it myself, but it was definitely a hell of a lot of fun out there. And yeah, I'm trying to learn from these good drivers. So hopefully I can pick up a skill or two just by watching this.
All right, well, hopefully Sheepy can keep his gob shut where it counts, so we can keep that suspense going for everyone out there. I'm sure the drivers know where they're finished, but yeah, I've deliberately ignored as much as I could to not learn anything about tonight's result. It is Phillip Island. It is a favourite of everyone. It's a 60-minute race here tonight. We're just about 3 or 4 minutes into quali at the moment, so these guys now just starting to get their, you know, those laps down where the tyres are up into that window. But let's have a quick look at the points, because we know a few things. Firstly, we'll congratulate Daniel Byrne on winning the F1 championship. We haven't got those points up here, but that was our concurrent season that ran all year following the F1 races and trying to race at that track, or if not, a similar themed track. So congratulations to Daniel Byrne from Kinton's Racing. Michael Cuttajar finished second, and it was Jay Dixon finished P3 for Downforce Racing. So those guys had a great season, but Daniel got an early jump and was able to hang on to that lead, so well done to him. Now we look at the pro listing for tonight's race. Well, Phil Vella, the defending champion, he's been on the top of the ladder since round 2. He's steadily increased that lead. Even when he didn't think he was going to be here for work, he managed to make it. He's got a 106-point lead back to Michael Cuttajar, so it would take something fairly extraordinary to see him not crowned as this season champion once again.
It's been great to watch them too, Cowie, battle throughout the season. It's been awesome to see, especially them probably top 4, and Daniel Byrne, so probably top 5 battle throughout, and no doubt Phillip Island. This track is bred for battles, bred for the crisscross manoeuvres, the draft, probably bred for these cars as well. So these guys the battles that we've seen throughout this season up until this point, we're going to see, I think, play out here tonight. And the Pro-Am, Greg Bradley, our race controller in most other series, he's coming into this round leading Adam Simpson and Verney, so they're 145 points of difference.
He's had a really consistent finish the last couple of rounds, where he's had a couple of P4s and even a second overall at Montreal, and that's what's gained him a chunk of points. So he's leading by 145 points. It's been Adam Simpson who pretty much went the other way. He was looking right in the hunt with about 3 rounds to go, and the last 2 rounds have been absolute horror stories for him. So we'll have to see, but he's got 29-point leader, 29-point lead, not leader, over Nathan Verney. So he's still got to, have a decent night, or he's going to find himself falling further down the table. But, buddy, the exciting place to watch tonight is probably going to be the AMs. So, Sheepy's in here talking with us. He's in the hunt. Greg Johnson in the hunt. Cochrane in the hunt. And Tessuero leading. So, it was 17 back from Tessuero to you, Sheepy. Further 8 back to Johnston. And a further 18 back to Cochrane. So, technically there's a fair chunk of points out here, being a 60-minute race. That's going to be the one to watch.
And we got you in here too, Sheafy, and I tell you, I think I'm more happy about being paired up with you next season in commentary, but we're here for this one. Phillip Island, I know you love the track. I nearly give away in the my switch that you were actually in here tonight, but I didn't. But how was the track without giving too much away, and the racing? Was it just as good as every other round or better?
No, it was very good. I've been doing a couple of races at Phillip Island, obviously just for a little bit of odd one. The last couple of races before coming to this was in G86. There's no capped off with a win, so I was very happy with the track coming into this round, and it's challenging, you know, doing Formula 3 for the first time out here, because there's a lot of other drivers out there around me that it's just quicker on pace, because they love Phillip Island as well, and they're just a bit more experienced in the Formula 3, so coming into this was going to be a real challenge to maintain a good gap between yourself and the car ahead, because the draft on the main straight is the key priority in the race.
Yeah, and we find that, don't we, Cowie, that when we come to, you know, sort of tracks, favourite tracks, as is Phillip Island, and you pointed out, Sheafy, but when we come to Bathurst, Sandown and Phillip Island, we've done millions of laps around here, and I said it, I think, a couple of rounds ago in the IMSA Shadow Series when we were at Daytona. I think safety cars are going to be zero based on that fact, and good segue into it. Cowie, I'm going to go zero here. I just guessed zero, and I know different. This is how well rehearsed I am at trying to stage stuff. So I'm already wrong. I can't believe I'm wrong on a replay. Good on you. That's a Pete thing to do, isn't it?
It is, Pete, but we love you for it, buddy. Look, I'm thinking, look, there's a fair bit on the line tonight with some of these boys. One of the things you said, because it's a track that these guys have probably driven a fair bit of, and it's a fun track for all I've heard in the M3s as well, but that means that these guys know where to push, or know where that push is going to find some speed. Now, that doesn't mean that push may not have some risk, you know, associated with it. So I'm thinking there's going to be 3 tonight, buddy. So now you don't get a call of this, Sheafy, because you raced in it. But mate, what would you make that assumption yourself, because you know this track, buddy? Do you find yourself pushing harder at a place like Phillip Island?
Yeah, you can make yourself just silly mistakes, you know, because you can get so comfortable in that, and then especially when you see a position up ahead and just either want to try and maintain behind them or make an opportunity to get ahead of them, you can make an error very easily, especially a couple of corners like turn 2, you know, put too much speed in, you've lost out wide. If you hit the grass, off you go, you know, you lose so much time, positions as well early on in the race. The hairpin as well, you know, a lot of errors can happen there, you know, just go a little bit too deep, you know, overshoot, you might hit someone ahead of you. So it's just very crucial out there to make sure that you just try and keep within your zone, you know, try not to go out of it, because yeah, you can make a mistake very easily.
Pete, we've seen the few cold tyre bandits out there this season, buddy. You know, you sure you're really confident with that zero call?
Well, I know different. I know there was at least one. So as I said it, I knew I was wrong there. So and I segued into it as well. But the cold tyre thing, these cars catch you out, and Phillip Island is very high speed. So you would probably think, just based on my lack of experience in driving these cars, but I would think the nature of this car and the track, I reckon your tyres are going to feel a lot more comfortable leading, going into turn 1 for the second time. I do believe you should be, you know, one lap, I think you should be feeling comfortable, possibly.
Well, look, if we look at the moment, it is Pro-Am Greg Bradley, who's pretty much got his fingers around the trophy for the Pro-Ams. He's got the best time out there with a 122.699. He's got about 600ths on Sean Pocock, P2. Daniel Byrne up in a P3 as well. So, with a 22.8. But looking at those times, buddy, I think we've got to go, down to about 10th before we see, you know, even 4 tenths. Crazy.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the field spread. So, yeah, well, it is. You've got top 25 cars, 0.8 of a second between 25 cars. Yep.
0.8, so that is crazy. And again, as we said, it should be one of those nights where these guys are familiar with this place. I think that's going to create some great excitement in the race, because we're going to see guys go for it. And I think Mr. Safety Car, Mr. Promo Department Safety Car, is going to get a fair bit of airtime tonight. Well, I love speculating and all this, and all the people out in the chat, Pete and Sheafy. Yeah, well, Sheafy already knows, but Pete, all the people out in the chat can have a joke at us, because we're going to speculate about stuff that they already know.
He's
But-
one step ahead of the commentators, so you feel free to take the piss. Trust me, we'll do the same to you if we get given the opportunity. So now's your chance. I'll tell you, I've had plenty of opportunity for you to do that over the last month. But hey,
Bit of
we're
teamwork here. Look at this. You see
yes,
that?
the kittens. Yeah, and this is going to be a big thing at Phillip Island. Make your moves count when we get into racing. Make your moves count, because there's no point getting you want a good exit out of the final corner, but there's no point just shooting straight past someone and then they're going to do it straight at the when you get to turn 1, 2, and you're going to create, maybe a side-by-side battle where you didn't need to. So the draft is key. As long as you got someone in and around you to be able to compensate. That's not the right word. Make the most of the draft. Just be patient, I think, because if you're in that draft. And we'll watch here. We'll stay on board with these guys right now. And if they continue on down here, how quickly he catches him up.
Well, I think you're very much right there, buddy. We've seen all season that M3 really is to take advantage of the toe. Don't know if it's going to be stronger here than maybe some other tracks. But you can see there how well he closed in through that whole section. Very important T2 there. You're going to see guys maybe try to double apex it for speed in a quali run, but in a race run you want to stay tight. You don't want to let the car up at the inside there. So it's really interesting watching cars come through T1, that little kink, and see if you can get up the inside and hold that inside line to make a move. Alright, buddy, well, we've only got about a minute of qualifying left at the moment. It is Bradley, Pocock, Byrne, Vella, Cartajar, our top 5, but as you said, look, it's under a second back to 25th in the field, so it is super close. But as we see in other qualies, when you get to the end of the stint here, the tyres have probably seen their best, and because you've got to take 2 or 3 laps to get them up to temp, that does not leave you a lot of attempts to be able to really put in a belter of a lap. So you generally see these guys push on and do 3 or 4 laps on the tyres. If they've made a mistake, they might find some time, but generally we see that, those early to mid times are the ones that seem to stick.
It's a big lap here at Phillip Island as well. These cars, 122, I don't think that the closeness that I was saying, it is a replay file. I think it's all entered in, so as you can see there, 122.6 for the fastest in the pros, 124.3, so a little bit more than our 0.8, but in class 22.6 was the fastest, 22.7 for the pros and 23.4, so a little bit of time difference between the different classes, but the battles in the AMs, exactly what you alluded to at the top of the broadcast, mate, that's why we love the AMs. They may not be up there in the 22s, but the battles it's definitely...
Well, that's still 0.8 from, Michael back to Danny. Oh, Michael's done a 22.6 to steal it at the last. Michael Cartajar, awesome work.
22.680, played a 22.750.
Did he get Greg?
I don't know. I think that all these times are already loaded in, so it's hard to say. So I don't think they've come up concurrent when they've actually done it. Or I could be wrong, but we'll have a look at the results, and we'll get going down into a grid because we've got a race to call. It's a sprint round format, 20 minute and 40 laps. Oh no, they do finish. Sorry, mate.
It's a 60-minute race tonight, hour-long race, so they get to finish this lap if they manage to start it before the timer. But at the moment, just looking, everyone's pretty much got oranges out there, so Andrew Johnson with the green sector for his final one over the line, but unable to improve his time.
Well, that's why I was rushing everyone. I'm thinking, we're going to be going straight away, but no, that's right, because it's a
Michael Cartajar here coming around the last part, is it? Yeah, he's got all orange there, so I don't think he's coming straight into the pits as well. It's also not a bad thing to practice if you haven't done so. Practice that pin entry, because it can catch you out. Good to see you watching from work, Hutto. I have really appreciated all of your info and insight this season, buddy. So thank you very much. I'm sure the boys are pretty happy with the your work behind the scenes there as the league admin. It's been awesome, buddy. And yeah, can't thank you enough. It's much easier when we get some great prompts from you guys. I always talk about wanting dirt from the drivers so we can have some things to talk about, but you give it to me every week, mate. It's awesome. All right, time to put up the grid if we can, sir.
Yep.
And is it going to show it in the full format, is it? Or
I can go overall. Yes.
Overall?
Let's do
There we
overall.
go. That's the way. All right, so it was Michael Cuttajar that managed to pick Greg Bradley there at the 11th hour. Great effort from Michael. He needs to basically finish first and hope something happens to Phil tonight to take out the championship. Greg Bradley, well, he's the Pro-Am champion if he manages to finish where he is. Scott Pocock, Red Rocket Racing, and Daniel Byrne for Kittens Racing. Great result from those two for the second row of the grid. Phil Vella and Sean Malloy, teammates for Downforce Racing, sharing row 3, Jay Dixon and David Gallo. So 3 Downforce guys there together, and then another Kitten. So was that Downforce, bookended by Kittens there? That's interesting. For row 4, Connor Nixon in P9 next to Dwayne Burns P10, Pete Seidler and Brad Hudson, the second of our Pro-Ams, up onto the row 6 on the grid. Let's see the next line, please, sir.
Go now, whenever you want to do it. There you... No, too far. I don't know what happened there.
It's all good. Darren Fahey, Adrian Loretti on row 7. Doug Gowans, Adam Simpson, Dylan DeBono, Andrew Lydon, and Andrew Johnson and Nathan Burney, P20. Nathan struggled in quali this season, but in a race, completely different thing. The man can be a monster out there on track. Chris Swadling for Red Rocket in P21. Shane Bowen, Dylan Little, Matty Gerard for row 12. And then we come back into the AM guys, I believe. And that's Danny Matisich, Mark Cochran, Tyler Sheep, Greg Johnston, Matt Tessio, Cam Hardwick in 30th, Stephen Sinkovic, Kevin Wakefield out there as our final 2 cars on the grid. Callan Hodgkinson might have made it to the grid as well, so we'll see if he's out there. And Keegan Caldwell didn't put in a qualifying time. Greg Barber is our race controller, so awesome job from him this season. The drivers, I haven't seen any grumbling out there, so they must be fairly happy with the consistency of race control this season, which is great to see. But buddy, 60-minute race, Phillip Island. This is going to be awesome. Just watch the last of the cars grid up and get going, eh?
Yeah,
GP?
well, have a look at the 2 rows of F3s here, all eager, and we're here at Phillip Island. It's going to be touch and go going into turn 1. One would think they've all got cold tyres and they've all got cold minds, but they're all wanting to win this as the revs start to rise, Cowie.
All right, here we go, guys. This is the final round, round 9. As we get going, and it was Michael Cuttajar got a clean spit action in the back here. Yeah, it's Cuttajar who will take the lead into the first kink. Oh, here we go. Is that Kitten trying to go around the outside? And there's action in the back car, spearing off. 3, 4, few avoiding. Oh, I reckon we might have that safety car ready, Pete.
Yeah, well, I knew I was wrong with that. We can have a really quick look. No, I'm not going to bother with that one. But there was quite a few cars involved, and it's still going in the back shot there.
Oh, there's a fair bit going on there. Cuttajar's happy he got away clearly. That the Red Rocket, Scott Pocock, he's held his spot as well. Phil Vella, Jay Dixon, they're up I think Jay's down a couple of spots. But it's still early days yet. This is a 60-minute race, but a few of the boys deciding that there were moves to be made right at the start.
Yeah, there's a few moves still making in the mid-pack as well. A lock up there from Dixon, a lock up there behind. I think that may have been Hudson or Simpson. Something's happening a little bit further. I'm not even looking at that thing. De Bono is off the track.
Johnson on the inside. There was De Bono, wasn't he, caught on the outside there, so whether he had to avoid an incident. That Scott Pocock out there on the right, one of the Red Rocket machines. Whoa! Got a pirouetting Dylan De Bono, and that car is broken and not going anywhere. Oh, he's got it moving. I don't know if he's going to be able to steer it, but what happened there?
I can't even have a look. I can't even have a look, but wow. I'm glad I didn't miss that in its entirety. Cutter Bradley Byrne leads. Bradley's doing a good job in second. Remember, his is an AM, isn't he? Pro-Am, rather.
He has had an awesome second half to this season. Has really shown that he's probably not worthy of that Pro-Am title anymore, and the AM will be disappearing for next season. But we can see here, there's about, what's that, about 12 or 13 cars there that are together, and then we've got about a 3 or 4 second gap back to Tyler. So that's where one of those incidents has happened. And Sheaf, you had to avoid a big mess there at the start?
Yeah, definitely had the second corner, just days over of Canada the week before, to try to get there nice and clean, not do a somersault like what Dylan De Bono did. I didn't even know that he did that. He never told me that. So it was amazing to see him do a somersault. But yeah, this is where the race begins. It's lap 2 and got to continue moving forwards.
Who's this battling here? That's Daniel Byrne and Greg Bradley here, and Daniel Byrne has got the move done before P1, and you'll see here he just tries to hold that inside line. The car's going a bit wider into that corner than I maybe expected, but then again,
I have noticed quite a few different lines have been taken there, but Phil Vella, and he's in there for the points at this stage as well, down the inside.
Yeah. Making a move. Scott Pocock here, he's got that done nicely.
It's going to allow Dixon possibly to get through as well.
I can never remember the name of these corners if that's...
I've given up a long time. There's MG, there's Southern Loop, there's all that. But,
who's this?
It's Adam Simpson.
Adam Simpson, Fishy. He's had a pretty horrendous couple of races, but finding himself up in P8 at the moment, so handling himself pretty well here at the moment.
Oh.
He's got Dwayne Burns behind him, big lock up, going down to Lukey Heights. I think that's something we're going to see lap after lap as the boys push. That is a hard braking zone to get right.
Downhill too, up 8 positions for Adam Simpson.
Yeah, and no safety car, so De Bono must have got back to the pits or got that tow. I think we see there's about 10 or 11 cars that have pitted. So I'm rather surprised Race Control let that go on with the first lap incident. But I suppose, as we said before, it is a 60-minute race, so we're going to have plenty of time to reassess, and those guys maybe will get a get-out-of-jail-free card as the race progresses, Pete.
Yeah, and I just picked up on this little battle, and you could probably commentate this through. If you noticed, Sheafy, when I picked up on this battle, you were right in the thick of it. I think you may have lost the position there to Tassiaro. You came close there in that move.
Yeah, definitely. Just my strategy is he's only 5 minutes in the race. I got no one ahead of me to get a drive, so I knew that Matty was going to be pretty quick coming into turn 1, and yeah, my goal was just to stick behind him and try and fuel save and put a bit of strategy into the race.
Well, that's a great segue there, Sheepy, because I was thinking we haven't given our viewers the fuel info for tonight or today, this afternoon or tonight, because we are. I think it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, Queensland time, for me. So it's afternoon, but I think I introduced it as tonight. Then you replied with this afternoon, Pete, and then Sheepy replied with today. So we covered it all.
Oh, Phil Vella marching through now. There's another position.
But getting back to fuel, it is a 45% fuel for tonight. That's about 20.5 litres. 16 to 17 laps the guys can get. If it stays green, 44 laps, so it'll be a 2-stopper if it stays green. But yeah, so I suppose over that distance, saving a litre here or there gets you an extra lap. Sheep, it's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, definitely correct on that, especially early on as well. Like, you can see after the first lap, it's pretty clean now. So just follow the leader, stand in bar, set yourself up, put yourself in a good position, put the strategies in. So yeah, that definitely does play a part of whether or not you try to push for that one less pit stop from saving all the fuel.
There's a nice little note there from Hutto for you, Pete, for lap 7. You want to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Might be interesting. Maybe a Nostradamus call there from our admin. So I'm going to rub my hands together, I think. But that was close action there as well. Got Pocock trying to put the pressure on Greg Bradley. So again, Phil Vella's managed to get round, so he's right in P3 and chasing hard after Daniel Byrne now. So I mean, they're saying 3 or 4 names. They rise to the top. Time and time again. Part of the reason why we've got 3 classifications in here to give all these guys, a chance at glory. Not all of us can be aliens, Pete, but we all want to win, don't we?
Yeah, I want to win sometimes, but it never happens. But these guys, definitely they can. And this battle up the front here that I'm focusing on, Byrne and Cuttajar, and the 5 or 6 cars behind them, so probably top 10, have lasted 6 laps. Well, sorry, top 3, 6. I think there's about 7 cars are going to link up, and they're battling hard. Cuttajar, Byrne, Vella, Pocock, Bradley, Malloy. Dougie Gowan's back there in the top 10 at the moment.
P10 at the moment, yeah. So Dougie, I think is he up any spots there?
I'm not too sure if this is going to be accurate of what
he's up top, it says there, but yeah, you're right. Oh, contact! Oh no! And with that, our admin Hutto caught in the middle of that as well.
It was. I can go have a quick
look
at this really quickly. We'll just play on from here though.
Oh no.
There it is. It all happened there.
So,
if he got collected, contact, and then T-boned from around him. So I'm going to have a look at this again, but from Dougie Gowan's.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's much. Unfortunately, Adam Simpson's gone deep, and he's come back on.
Bounced
and
off,
it's just
bang.
A big difference of speed. Yeah, Hutto, nowhere to go, buddy.
Yeah, I wonder if that brings out the safety car.
Because they are stuck together. Yeah, is that people slowing down? Yep, yeah, everyone's slowing down. Yeah, they're stuck
safety
together.
car. That didn't work properly. Let's get rid of that. That's what happens when you stuff around for things for next year. But have a look at that. So nose to nose, they're having a bit of a kiss. Come on, guys, get off the track. There's a race happening here at Phillip Island.
Yeah.
Hi, Ty Delaney. How you going, mate? He's just joined the chat. And we're under safety guard though for the first time. And well, I was wrong, even though it's a replay. I was wrong right from the get-go. But that was quite spectacular, that incident. Just bounced off the side. I think we've seen something like that in supercars in real life just pretty recently, where he just bounced off the side, went straight into the path of an oncoming car, nowhere to go. Poor old Hutto. That's why he knew where it was.
Speed. Just such a difference in speed, because Adam ran wide there and was recovering. And I don't think Adam joined unsafely, though ultimately that's race controls. Their question to ask and investigate. But just because of a completely different speed, and, Dougie Gowans, he's committed. You're coming around that corner to use all of that exit, get on the gas, and suddenly there's a car there, and he tried to react, but it's unfortunate. And sometimes when you see a car there ahead anyway, you don't necessarily know he's going a lot slower until you get right on him, and then by the time you notice the difference, it's too late.
Yeah, I thought let you boys know there's no safety car, still green flag, so he's still
wow.
at 0, Pete, so...
He's sent me up the garden path. Cuttajar, Byrne, Vella, they're still battling. I'm down the back route and around talking about something else. Here's a move from Vella up to second. Lock up from Cuttajar as well. Lock up from all them cars down there. And that may have been Jay Dixon in a little bit of an incident here, but well, this battle's heating up.
I think it was Pocock that got through on Malloy there, was it?
In the back shot there.
Yeah, but I think, that was some awesome driving there from Phil Vella, and a great fight back by Daniel Byrne. He's not letting it sniff, so no one told these guys it's a 60-minute race, 10 minutes in.
Lots of lockups though. I think that may be costly. Cowie or Sheafy may even be able to sort of chime in. I've seen a lot of lockups, and we're only lap 8 of 11 minutes into an hour race, and does that become costly? One would think.
Yeah, it definitely does become costly, especially in the later edges of the race when you're final laps and you want to get in front of the car in the last lap. If you're too far behind on the main straight, it's very difficult to catch up and overtake. So, yeah, it can get worse and worse along the way.
That was Vella getting through on Cutter there, so he's made it to the front, up 4 spots.
I had to open up the screen there, Cowie, if you noticed, because I couldn't concentrate on these two battles. Have a look, Cutter.
I know, you want to pick it all up, don't you?
And there's 2 battles, so Vella, Cutter, Byrne, Malloy, Pocock, Bradley. They're the 3.
Look at the gap back to the next lot of cars, though, and I think that's because of a couple of those incidences. And people have had to slow down, and so far no safety cars to bunch it back up. So definitely, we've got the pros and Greg Bradley right in the middle of it there, the Pro-Am driver, and he's getting swapped. But early on, I don't think these guys are going to be too worried about getting past, because as long as you stay in that tow, you're going to have a chance to get back at him the next lap. And we're seeing it now, Daniel Byrne trying to close in, Michael Cutter trying to close in on Vella. So as these guys are looking for a long haul, and they're going to try and take as much enjoyment out of racing here at Phillip Island as they can. That means they're going to swap positions. Look at this Cutter in the tow. And you can see Vella going to try and toll on the outside, but Cutter's got it done before the corner. So that is a telling sight there, buddy. That tow is massive.
It looks a bit sporadic, the cameras, but I know the moves are going to happen everywhere. Somehow, that's Sheafy talking in comms there. I was just about to repeat that there, but well, these guys especially, I watched a little bit of it only for quality, and he looks like who's that in the middle? That's Vella. May have just went a touch defensive there, or might have been a difference in line. But Cutterjar's back in the lead. So this is what I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, where you're going to get past and you're going to see this sort of backwards and forwards motion. But this top 3, Cutterjar, Vella and Byrne, they're allowing, because they're battling a little bit harder than these 3, I believe, they're allowing these 3 to work a little bit more in sequence. And that gap is now coming down from the top 3 to the next 3.
We see it time and time again when you start getting 2 or 3 cars fighting on track, that will slow them all down, and that gives the guys behind a chance to catch up. So you may well see Cutter, Vella, Byrne go these drivers, they don't need to discuss this stuff, but they'll immediately start to think, hey, I'm not going to push and attack, let's try and work as a group and build a gap again, right? But then again, the racer in them is going to be saying, if you give me half a slip, I'm going to take it. So it is one of those things. Once you see battles, it just brings everyone together, and it's what we love about racing these F3s.
I was trying to give the audience a sneak peek at one of iRacing's new feature, the 3D curbs. I don't think the curbs are big enough here at Phillip Island, but these top 6 now are in the heat of the battle, because it is now a group of 6. They've caught each other up. Oh no, they haven't. Sorry, Byrne sideways. Now they probably will.
Byrne. Well, that was a moment there from Byrne there. He caught a big tank slapper there. He's still going, so a great catch. But you see that cost him about a second. It's dropped him off the back and put him in the range of Sean Malloy now. But yeah, that was a little tank. I know it was little. It was a tank slapper. You can see here, one of the things with the tyre model for iRacing is when you do have a moment like that, it overheats the tyre, and it's going to mean that you've got to be careful with it for the next sort of half a lap. If you don't take a bit of care, then that's just going to continue to overheat that tyre, and you're going to lose grip. So, I think Daniel's going to concentrate on trying to hang on to this spot at the moment. Once the temps come back down, then he can push and try and get back up on the back of Phil and Michael.
Yeah, I'm just surfing a little bit further down the order, see what we got, and we got Sheaf. He's up 16 positions. Oh, he's probably not actually. I'll stop reading that. Adam Simpson's back here as well, in 14th position, and quite a few other names. Dylan De Bono is back all the way down here after he was cartwheeling in that earlier incident, which somehow we have yet to see a safety car.
Having a look here is that Sean Malloy and Daniel Byrne battling here, so you can see how much that tank slapper has cost Daniel, but he's already pulled a couple of tenths back on the 2 leaders. But you can see here Sean Malloy's going to get a run on him. Coming out of Lukey Heights, he's going to stick it up the inside. I don't think he needs to, because the toe down that front straight is going to give him plenty of juice to be able to slingshot into T1 and hold that inside line for T2. But this is going to be a telling decision at the end of the race, buddy. Are you going to want to be P2 right behind P1 with a lap to go?
Oh, you just defend and block. Defend and block.
Going on here, and he's got a bit of a double draft as well. Scott Pocock up ahead.
Oh, didn't like that. Let's get rid of that.
Oh, and there you go. So it was Malloy got through on Daniel Byrne there, and we've seen how powerful that toe is. So I definitely expected that to happen.
This is Dylan Byrne now. He wants to get past, doesn't he?
Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to reboot my system because I've got an electrician here. I didn't think it was happening straight away. Sheepy, you and Pete are going to have to finish things off for me, mate. Oh, I am gutted.
All good, mate. If you can get back, you can get back. If not, well, all the best. And we've still got quite a bit of racing. So, Sheafy, if your mic's not muted, jump back in and we'll call this. The lockups is what I'm surprised doesn't seem to be take an effect on the lap speed, Chief.
Yeah, it definitely depends on how much of a lockup it is. Is it a minor one? It doesn't put you down too much. It's the major one that you're going to be really wary about. As you see these boys here just putting a lot of pressure on as well. I thought I'd let you know that the grid position changes, the position gain is correct, and it's just live. So you see Daniel Byrne coming on the inside. He is up now 1 position overall from his starting position. As you see, Greg Bradley, he's unfortunately down a couple, and same as Scotty Pocock. But yeah, still 40 minutes to go, and these boys here still having a lot of fun trying to gain a couple more positions early on and try and set themselves up later.
Side by side for these two. It's the battle that never ends. Byrne and Malloy, they don't want to give it up. Both lock up, all 6 lock up. In fact, that's one thing surprising. That's surprising me. But I suppose this track really isn't built for these cars. But our top 10 overall: Karajar, Vella, Malloy, Byrne, Bradley, Pocock, Dixon, Burns, Little and Verney. And you're back up there. You're in just outside the top 10 at this stage. Oh, we got a big lose.
Boy.
Big lose by Malloy.
Oh,
Big lose.
That's a rear ring, and I wouldn't be surprised that my suspension busted. It is too. You can see that at the bottom. There's someone else spun in the end as well.
That's Burns. So that's that battle. It's come a guts, hasn't it? It was the battle that never end. I think Malloy might have come off second best there. So
yeah, he definitely had. Just going straight into the pitch, and early on as well. We've still got 40 minutes to go, so this might throw the strategy out the window.
I wonder if he can. Well, we've got one fast repair, and here's another battle that's continued on. Bradley is chasing down, so that's Byrne in front. Okay, yeah.
He's very quick, Greg Bradley. I know he's a pro-am, but he's been battling for top 3 with the pros all season long, so I definitely know that if he wins the championship, he'll definitely be promoted, and will be in the same class with all these boys next season.
Yeah, well, that's one awesome thing that we're just about to get to get ready for, is watching the not so quick guys and the mix it with some new racing. The first couple of weeks in the season's always always great to watch, and if you love carnage, tune in for the first couple as well, because the guys getting used to each other. Oh, big send down here. Oh, I thought he went in deep. I thought that was Bradley. Little bit of a movement on the rear I seen, going deep down there. Must pitch too, these cars. Talk us through the feeling of coming down into MG, because I think well, I just seen there, it's sort of nearly endoed.
Yeah, it's definitely a nightmare going down there. If you miss your braking point, you're screwed. I know for sure, putting in the practice and that, and then I look at the data to my teammate and see Greg Bradley going in for the move on the inside, just then up to P3 now. But if you get the braking point wrong, you have to jam on the brakes. That's why all the lockups happen. And yeah, if you get lucky, you can escape. If not, yeah, unfortunately, you're off the track. And a few drivers done that so far in this race.
Well, one good thing about this great track, Phillip Island, is, well, the walls are so far away from you. But one bad thing is that the grass, the verge, it all just seems to slip downhill. So if you take a wheel off, you're going off track. Maybe no damage, but, well, it's going to take you 3 or 4 seconds to gain yourself and get back up.
Oh, definitely with the update a couple of seasons ago with the grass and sand, they did put new physics in it, so at least it's a little bit more forgiving when you do touch the grass or sand at Phillip Island, but it's not updated like your likes of Okayama and a few other new tracks out there. You see Greg Bradley locking up the right front VCs. Oh, gee!
I couldn't have scripted that even better. No, I didn't even script it, but I just Spinovic. Seriously, it's a replay, mate. Anyway, let's get back up. And what were you saying, mate? That's coincidence central, I think.
Yeah, mate, that is a massive coincidence. If you didn't watch it before, that's absolutely scripted. But yeah, it's just very forgiving now, the grass and sand. It's not as bad as what it was. Like before, it was like Bambi on ice. Once you touch it, you were gone. But thankfully, a little bit more forgiving. But the new tracks are a lot more forgivable than Phillip Island. You see a whole busload of drivers going into the pit for the pit stops. So the first pit stop window is open, but they still got to pit one more time to make it in. It's the 22-minute mark, so one more pit stop should make them home.
And that was good for all them guys. They just, as soon as one blinked, they were close enough as well to go with them. So that's another bonus of close quarter racing, is when it comes to strategy, you're there. They can't hide what they're doing, because you can see what they're doing. And then if you pull in, your team can work if you're sort of coming in off kilter. But I think you're right. I think most of, if not all, the field come down pit road. For that one, Sheafy, lap 16, lap 6 for Simpson. So, and then these is lap 1ers. So, yeah, just about everyone's pit. Steven Sinkovic, he stayed out, so probably trying to gain a little bit of that time. Up 14 positions from where he started.
Yeah, he's still got a pit stop to go in compared to everyone else, but I do got to say, I've got to give him credit. I have raced him in the 86s, and especially in the Formula 3 this season, he managed to fuel save very efficiently. He throws the spanner in the works for us drivers around him, because you think that you have a good clearway away from next minute, all of a sudden he's ahead of you by a few seconds, and it's already had your pit stop. So pretty smart man behind the wheel. So hopefully next season you can pick up a second or two and you'll be up there fighting for the top 10.
How'd this feel, mate? We've got the option. You're the car in front, Dylan's behind you. What, did you get any team orders, or were you just racing? Because it looks like there's no team orders, although Dylan lifted a little bit there. That the speed between, the disparity between you guys, there you go, he's coming in. So that just answered itself. The speed disparity between you guys is pretty considerable, and I think I can say that, Sheafy, as you rocket up into 12th after them boys pitted.
Yeah, only 2 drivers ahead. Lap 6 is Connor Nixon and Simpson, so obviously just that puts them in a really good position, especially if there is a safety car out there for tonight's race. But yeah, it's amazing what happens there. Like with Dylan behind, he knew that he had to go into the pit, so he didn't want to make a mistake and put us both down to the back. So he did the right thing, stayed behind me, just used a bit of patience. But I definitely know that Sean Malloy is, after his mishap and losing his rear suspension and rear, he's all over me trying to gain those positions back.
yeah, this is the closest battle at the minute as well. 0.2 of a second he gets onto the back. I think Phil Vella's in a battle up front as well. We'll cross to that in a little bit. But Malloy, he's found himself in battles, but you knew that, well, he's way quicker than me, or a little bit quicker than me. Just, yep, there you go, mate. And the good fight's on. And here's this Phil Vella and Byrne. They looked a little bit closer than they were before on the timing, Sheafy. So we probably could have stayed on with yous for a little bit more. But Phil Vella, here he goes now. Right on the back of Daniel Byrne and Karajar. He's starting to get a little bit of a lead out there as Vella down the inside. And Karajar with a 1.1 second lead at this point.
Yeah, no, he's in a real good position, Karajar. Obviously, just trying to get out of the slipstream. Just needs to be just over that 1 second mark, and he can just creep away from the boys behind. But saying that, Phil is a very quick driver as well, so he makes sure that he tries and capitalise on Karajar's small little minor mistakes to try and get back into the draft. But yeah, these boys are so quick; they know exactly what they're doing. I'll give them credit, you know. Week in, week out, they just show so much pace and very clean as well on the racetrack. So they're very competitive boys, and I look forward to seeing more battles with them for a bit of a future, shall I say.
Yeah, well, what I used to say, and you're in an awesome spot in your team as well, because you're surrounded by these super fast guys, and you know what that means. You're just going to excel. And you say you're slow, and I'd probably take the piss a little bit there as well and say that as well, but I'm down there as well. But I have seen you in the 86s, mate, and I don't think you're slow at all, I don't think, behind some cars. But we'll see what happens next year, mate, when we're calling, and maybe you can fling a little bit back my way. But Karajar, his lead is breaking down 0.6 of a second, 0.8 back to Byrne. And Jay Dixon's still there in the hunt as well. So he's Phil Vella's teammate by the look of that paint job, I believe.
Yeah, they're definitely teammates, DFR, so they're pretty competitive, those two boys. So it doesn't matter, week in, week out, one of them going to be on the podium, if not both. So these boys here are definitely trying to make a double podium and a good finish for the end of the season. But Jay Dixon, though, is a very, very quick driver. Looking forward to see how he's going to, approach and Daniel Byrne at the moment. The Kitten's racing car is a very quick car as well, but it looks like he unfortunately lost the slipstream to the car ahead. So we're trying to see what Dixon does here. We'll just go on board with him for the lap.
Yeah, so there's a battle happening up ahead. Jay Dixon is probably just playing it smart behind Dylan Byrne, but let's crank it up and let's ride on board. You can see the battle up front. There's still plenty of battles, but still plenty of time. We're around about the halfway mark, the grand finale of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. Crank this up. This is a lap with Jay Dixon. Pretty handy lap as you listen to the bottom of these Formula 3s scraping along the asphalt here at Phillip Island. Do you get a lot of that feedback through the wheel, Sheafy? What would you call it, porpoising almost?
Yeah, unfortunately I got the G25, so it's a bit outdated. So, but the direct drive will probably give you so much more feedback, especially loaded cell pedals as well. So the drivers up there here at the top, I believe most of them have real good top tier gears, so they'll definitely feel the car. Just putting so much pressure on them when they hit the curb or lock up and everything like that. see Connor Nixon going up to P9, so he's done a real good job to recover. He was down like in the 20s early on in the race, so he's a very quick driver, and unfortunately we didn't see him week in, week out this season, so hopefully next year he can come on board for the whole season. But once again, Adam Simpson, well, another formidable driver in the 50 Motorsports, doing a phenomenal job up to P7 and second overall in the Pro-Am.
Yeah, a few of the comeback drives, that's why I sort of highlighted him for a minute. So Adam Simpson, he's on the comeback drive. Even Vernie, he's up 10 rather. Little's up 12, up 13 for yourself, Sheafy, at this point, as Adam Simpson comes down the lane now, and he's just come up an incident, that's why, because he's entered the lane. But there we go. But back up to the front, where the battle there sort of settled down now. 0.7, 0.8 in between Vella and Karajan we missed. Vella is now our race leader.
Yeah, Phil Vella definitely is not waiting around for Michael Cutter. He's actually putting some real good series lap time, because he was over a second behind Cutter, caught up to him, overtaking him, now pushing over a second ahead of him in the technical part. So he's doing a phenomenal job to try and just break apart, and yeah, once again just showing the pace week in, week out, and really good drive. If anyone wants to learn, these guys in the top 5, you can just follow them, get some data, learn their braking point, their throttle input, their gearing, and you'll end up cutting a second very easily, if not more.
That's why it looks different. I was wondering why the timing tower was taking up the full screen. That's better. Vella, Karaja, Byrne, Bradley, Dixon's your top 5. We'll switch it over and we'll just break down the classes a little bit, Sheafy, because we do have 3 championships running, as we all know, concurrently together. So that's how they look, these sort of positions in their class, and they're not really battling in class, but there's battles all over the track. So it's just pretty much mirrors what you were just saying before. These guys, they're battling, around faster guys that aren't even in their class.
Yeah, that's the best thing about this league, even though there's 3 classes, you'll race for the same points, every point counts. So just because you're fighting for P10 with someone else in a different class, it doesn't mean that, that's handy points for yourself as well as them. So it can become very competitive, and everyone has different between us down at the bottom in the AMs, if not in the Pro-Am as well, compared to the pro drivers. They got strength no matter where they go. Like every track, they're just quick. Unlike us, like say for example Phillip Island, I'll probably be a bit more pacier than just say Coda or anywhere else in the world, because I put more laps into Phillip Island. I know the track, I understand the track a bit more, so I can try and fight with them a bit more consistent, and obviously try to be a bit more close. As you see, just everyone locking up there. It's very easy to lock up at the hairpin, but yeah, the Kitten's racing behind in the 808 car as well. Gretton Byrne, a very quick driver. He's very good to learn off as well, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see. That's actually 3 Kittens in a row there, so.
Well, they don't have their ducks in a row, do they? They've got their kittens in a row. That's Gallo. Is it Loretti and someone out of sequence, I think, because Connor Nixon's there. I think we're off track. Adam Simpson. I just caught a little bit of dust there. Oh, did he hit the wall? Oh, let's go have a quick. Nah, it's not even come up. So I was going to go back have another quick look at it while it just happened, but
that's lucky a car off.
Yeah, that was Adam Simpson. Lucky to get not much damage in that, but he has pit. His car's intact though.
Yeah, if you look at the pit entry, there's a car off on the right there. So it's just a previous car before then. So everyone's going to the pits. I believe there's a safety car being called right here, right now. So that's why everyone's hopping straight into the pits.
Yeah, and I can't even bring that event up either, because I think I pulled the reel all the way down to the bottom now, so it's not happening as it happened. I've done that silly enough, but oh well, they're all down the lane. Can you get home from now, mate? You've got 25 minutes to go. It's going to be a stretch.
Yeah, it pushes a lot. I know for sure when people start a pitting, the 22-minute mark, it just gives you enough. So a full tank here, bit of fuel saving behind the safety car, and you'll make it home nice and sweet. But if you're very hungry on the fuel, yeah, you might be struggling a bit.
Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting to watch. Hope, and if there's no other safety cars, and yeah, well, I don't really want to know if there is Sheafy, but if there isn't another safety car, that just adds another spicy element. Who can get home, who can't. The leaders all look to be on the same strategy, so hopefully, if anyone can't get home, it's these top 5, so then we can watch a battle to the flag. That would top off what was a brilliant night. Remember, this is the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals Grand Finale. Rerun though, replay. Top 10 as it stands at the moment. They all come down, or top 12 actually, are all come down the lane on 25. So it's actually keep going further now. So everyone's on the same strategy. So I reckon you can get home, because not often you see a full field of any race cars get their strategy wrong.
Yeah, these boys are pretty much professional sellers, so they know exactly all the way down to the millimeters of just knowing how much fuel they need. So they definitely would have calculated correctly, got in, top it up to the max, and fuel saves from the get-go, clutch in, kill the engine if they want to. Yeah, it's very, very crucial to get that part correct.
Trying to look for who our safety car driver is. Can't find him. Oh yes, I can. It's Barber.
It's Greg. Yeah, Greggy Barber.
I swear I called him in as one of the leading races. Is there another Barber that's actually racing? No.
From top of my head, no, not what I know of. Just looking through the list, there's no other Barber I can see, so the only Barber is Greg.
Yeah, I was just referring to, I ballsed up something a little bit earlier. So, promo department safety car, how good's that? It's got a run in most series this year, so, well, good for the promo department to get their coverage and their money well spent, and good for the fans, because, well, deep down, to be honest, let's all be honest, that we love carnage. As fans, obviously these drivers hate carnage because they're involved in it. We don't have to deal with the politics or the penalties. As a viewer, I love carnage.
Yeah, definitely. I understand where you come from. I've got a few people that aren't into speedway and that sort of stuff, and every time I try to introduce them, to it and bring them along, they're like, "Oh, is the demo derby on?" I'm like, "No, the demo derby isn't on. You're here to see the big boys race. You might see some good crashes, but money too expensive. Like just to pay for a wreck every time. So they try to keep it as clean as possible. No different to these boys out here. I know that we don't pay for damages, thankfully, on iRacing, but they try to treat it like very similar to real life, where you don't want to wreck anyone. You don't want to ruin their race, you don't want to ruin your race, but mostly we just want to go out there and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, you do get a trophy though, so you're still playing for something. It doesn't hit you in the back pocket for damages, but it hits you in the back pocket to get your setup. So, I'm not saying no. No, it's way off real life, but it's awesome, and we sit here every week, five times a week, and enjoy it as well. And the Regos are open and they're filling up too, aren't they, Sheafy? You've seen in the Discord for next season as well. So if you're watching for the first time, I don't know how that you're watching for the first time this season now, but if you are, hit that subscribe button first and foremost and jump across and register, and you can jump on track. I'm not too sure when the Regos close, but it's filling up, so I don't think we'll get to the date. It's good to see the support back around for the 2024 season, as this the last round of the 2023 season rounds up. So another another great year is gonna unfold, I think, as Bradley pulls away from the field. Barber, sorry, that is the names I mixed up.
Yep. Now that happens sometimes, mate. Names are the most difficult thing in the human race, I reckon. You always forget it or you screw it up one way or the other.
Here we go, back to green. So it's going to be, what, about a 19-minute sprint. Look at Phil Vella. He's sitting back there in second. Benefit of the draft if we are going to be a little bit light on fuel as well. He's got Byrne behind him. And it looks like he's gone early and has. And he's allowed to do that, isn't he? He's allowed to go at the apex of the last corner. And that, in fact, was the apex of the last corner. Let's have a look at this this run down the straight. A little bit of weaving, a little bit of what are mind games happening as we go green again.
Yeah, definitely once the safety car's in and race control calls green light, they can go whenever they want the leader. So he's done an awesome job. Played a little bit of mind games, went straight away. And obviously you see the field right now spreaded a lot. So he's definitely put it into his strategy correctly, and everyone else behind, unfortunately, got a bit of catching up to do.
Yeah, we caught him napping. He caught them napping, did Karajar, Vella, Byrne. I'll tell you, at this point of the championship is on at the front, so that's why you see the guys battling like this at the and mind games, or not mind games, just trying to get the advantage, because I do believe it's on the line. It came down to the line, but it all looks pretty good. There's a couple of touch and go moments, but it looks like they're getting through a-okay. A little bit of battle here is going to pass the camera. So it looks like we're finishing off, started off where we left off before the safety car come out.
Yeah, a lot of people just, slowly spreading the field out a bit, few opportunity for others at the back that had very, very tough running, like Reddy, Gallo, De Bono, Villa, Simpson, all those boys that struggled a bit in this race. That safety car brings them back in, gives them a chance to regain a couple more positions, which is good. But as we see as well, if you haven't registered for the F3 for season 1 2024, 35 people had already registered, so I believe that's only 15 spots left. So make sure you put your name in ASAP, because once it's 50, and then you'll be on the backup plans, and so you might miss your opportunity. You've seen this season, 30 plus drivers right here right now. It's very hard to get in once that 50 is written in.
It's a pretty good battle happening down. These are for the minors, or they may even be for in class. Leiden in the amateurs. Have a look side by side. That's Shane Bowen and Fahey. Big chain of cars there. Have a look at that a little bit further down, side by side. Oh, I thought there was a little bit of contact between, similar to what we had earlier, but different parts of the track. Two battles. Big send from that was Little. And then Connor Nixon wants to get into back of this as well. Shows his nose, moves him over, and gets the run. Good little battle happening back here. This is for around about 13th position overall.
The best thing about just watching this right now, these boys here, they know they're in the open wheel class. There's no such thing as bumping and running. If you touch wheels of either yourself or your opponent out there on the track, will be up and over. So just got to keep it nice and clean, just to see all these boys here just using the slipstream to try and regain a few positions. See Connor Nixon done a real good job closing the gap on Bowen, and obviously gets himself in a real good position now to try and make a move at the hairpin. So it's interesting to see whether Bowen decides to defend on the inside or maintain a position on the out. You see Connor, he decides to go on the inside. Similar braking zone, has the inside line locked up but not enough, and regained another position up to P11.
How was that, Connor? Did that give your pass justice? I know Connor's watching, and our fearless leader is watching as well. Don't stuff up, Tyler. Bloody hell, we want our contract renewed for next year. As Little and Bowen have a continued tussle.
It's just amazing how quickly boys are like, they're so competitive, and as you see in qualifying, in top 29 cars were within a second of each other, so they know that as long as you maintain the draft ahead of you, you are in a chance for a good battle. Because you see just the 85 car of Loretti out there, battling out with his teammate right behind as well, so no, it's pretty good to see these boys have a bit of fun.
It's the closest battle on screen as well. Actually, Nixon up the road here, pushing on. It's actually the closest on track battle. And then that one we'll just watch and just spice it up as well. Drop the wheel off in the grass. Lucky that wasn't a season ago. Right in the draft there. Lucky not to get nose to tail contact. Sends it down the inside. So does Connor Nixon as well. No, Connor Nixon in fact was sideways out the exit. That's not a quick way around here. Would have damaged the tyres. Have a look at that. So Nixon, Little, Swaddling, Light and Loretti, and Dylan De Bono's come back into the play here as well.
Yeah, we did see him earlier do a spectacular flip, so if you just joined in now, do watch the replay, just one back a bit. It was an awesome somersault. I've never seen one like that before in a Formula 3, as we just see these boys here just trying to keep, everyone behind them if you're at the front, but to see Greg Bradley is trying to get Daniel Byrne, just got the slipstream coming to turn one. He's close enough to make a move here. He's thinking about it, but he decided to back out and just follow the leader. Just keeping it nice and safe because he's still got 13 to go.
Yeah, well, we're talking about laps to go, not time already race. So strategy is, everyone can get home. Maybe if we stay green, that still may be a possibility. Although I think everyone's going to be close if they're not. Have a look at this. Bradley now. Shows his nose, knew he was there. Plenty of room given. Oh, it's a beautiful run out of there for, that's Dylan Byrne. Good driving. Tries the crisscross now for Bradley. Nah. Making himself aware though, driving mirror to mirror.
Yeah,
he's down the inside.
Press on 808, hitting of Daniel Byrne, but yeah, definitely made the move there, stick, but unfortunately Daniel Byrne does got inside coming up to Lukey's. And managed to make a stick as well, so Bradley decided not to make a late dive there, try and set up for turn number one again, but it's got a little bit of gap now because Byrne done a real good job on the X and got half a second on him.
That's the difference here. Driver 808, Dylan Byrne. Daniel Byrne. It's Dylan De Bono. Daniel Byrne, I'll get there. It's the last round of the season too. If I haven't got it now, well, I'm not going to get it. So that's how imperative it is if you do lose a position to stay in the draft, because you can catch back up. So now that 0.8 I think he had on him is gone out, or just a little bit less. It's actually 0.2. Yeah. And now Jay Dixon wants to jump on the back of them as well. But Karajar still leading Vela by 0.8. So from the restart, I think that was Karajar's sort of statement, drop the mic moment, if you will. Just, I'm getting out of here, mate. Look over there, there's a plane. Put the foot down, and he's maintained it. And this track, we've said it so many times and throughout, and we'll keep saying it, this track is built for drafting and holding your patience. Is that going to play out for Vela? And again, no spoilers here. I wonder if Vela can use that and take him for the win. He definitely deserves a win. I thought we were going to miss him for the last couple, Sheafy, but he work turned out all right. As another battle here, Burns and Pocock.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately Karajar did the undercut on Vela very unexpectedly. He did 2 seconds less than the pit stop, so that's the reason why Karajar got ahead of Vela under the yellows. So yeah, it's unfortunately for Vela, is maybe a little bit frustrated, but he knows that Karajar would have underfueled, so maybe put him under a lot of pressure in the last couple of laps, trying to push him to run out of fuel. As we see Daniel Byrne and Bradley. Yeah, just battling out.
This is another battle that I've enjoyed watching, because it's the ones that never end, and it's the ones that are clean. You don't mind going to the clean battles. And look at Jay Dixon, he's like, all right, you take each other out, I'm here. Let's ride on board with Jay Dixon, because I love doing this, because it definitely is the best seat in the house. And he comes down and he knows where to move as well. If they make a mistake side by side through here, can be quite risky. And Daniel Byrne rather, just got a little bit skatey off there. Skatey off the exit for both of them, in fact. Have a look at the run, Jay Dixon. He's got a good exit. Down in turn one, he's going to be right up the clacker of Greg Bradley.
Boys, I made it back.
Hey, Cowie's back, and you're back for the last 9 minutes, mate. Good battle here. Bradley has just taken over Byrne, and, well, Cowie, who do you want to see, mate? Go free range. You're probably itching. It's a great race.
I was trying to follow a bit of it on my phone there. We had the electrician out. He had to cut the power to the house to do some stuff, so that was perfect timing. I still think it's a conspiracy to try and stop this broadcast, buddy. You know?
Oh, this final round has just been a hell of a time to get live, but we're here. We've worked it out. Hopefully we've done it all right.
Yeah, you boys have been holding the fort. I've been listening. It sounded awesome. And yeah, this battle here, that we're looking at here at the moment, that's Daniel Byrne right in the thick of it. So he's got Bradley in front of him, Dixon behind him. Bradley, well, he can't call himself a pro-am for very much longer. About another 8 minutes, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, I think we said that a couple of times, didn't we, Sheafy? It was nice knowing you as a pro-am, as Jay Dixon down the inside.
Great move.
And definitely is a great move there for P3. Greg Bradley. And then,
Just got a phone call now from another electrician, boys. So I'll be back in a moment.
Another battle here, side by side. Have a look at that. He's missing all the fun. This is going to be a cracking last 8 minutes, and Burns and Malloy are going at it in back of play as well.
It's going to be like the tightest finish, I reckon, with these boys here side by side coming across the main straight. But I'm very intrigued to see exactly who's going to be the winner and the chicken dinner out of these boys, because they're just so close. To see Sean Malloy just dragging himself into the battle with Burns and Pocock as well behind him, and then you obviously got Byrne, Dixon and Bradley ahead. So that final position for P number 3 looks very juicy, and I definitely know they want to finish on a high.
And I tell you, one person who's looking and has looked, maybe favourite to put one on Bradley here is Jay Dixon. He's sat around and watched these guys battling. When I say sat around, he's not a lazy guy. He's working his backside off, but he's sat around and he's played it smart, is probably more to the point I'm going to make. And if he's got something more life left in his tyres than Bradley, and he can withstand the pressure from Byrne, because I tell you, his mirror, that's not very kind to have a look at when you get one of them kittens cars right up in your face.
Yeah, the pink and black car does look very, very threatening when you look behind. I definitely know that experience. I've had a few of them behind me during the race, but Nathan Burney up to P10, up 10 positions, he's done a really awesome job, but under a lot of pressure with Connor Nixon now, having a good draft, but you need to be really careful, because Zane Bowen as well has a very good chance of making a move on the inside and put it locked on. Cheers couldn't get enough, and Connor stays ahead, maintaining P10, so 6 laps to go. It'll be interesting to see what this battle's going to be like as well.
Yeah, that's another battle. I'm trying to check out all the battles that are happening on screen. We got you're in one, mate. So I'm going to good segue. Well, yeah, you're in one right now. What's this battle here? How long does it last? And what did it feel like? Because I thought you were a bit closer than this.
Yeah, we are a little bit closer, but it's hard to keep up with Andrew Johnston. He's actually got a hell of a lot more pace than I do. But that as well, like Matty Gerard, my teammate behind, he doesn't want to feel like he put me under too much pressure and ruin our races, so he didn't want to get too close to me, because if he makes a mistake with something like that, or someone else behind him make a mistake, it can take me out the race. So he's making a very smart decision just to try and give me a bit of breathing room, and just let me try and
having a little bit of a go here too. He's come round up the Lukey Heights.
Oh, he's definitely showing it.
That's good. Well, look, if you're not going to have a go with 5 minutes to go, you probably shouldn't be out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are. This battle, it's spicing up, although the one behind Malloy and Burns is spicing up. The one in front is... Jay Dixon has got around Bradley. That's why it's settled out a little bit. There's my... that's what I was just alluding to.
Yeah, but watch this toe. Oh. In a bit of a run there, Greg, and that was... I think it was Daniel Byrne behind him that had a bit of a half snip look there. But we just know how much this toe can make a big advantage. I mean, Jay Dixon's got 4 seconds on Bradley and... Or no? Oh, that's wrong. Sorry, he's 4 seconds behind Vela. But it's looking like it's a 2-horse race up front. And Jay here trying to fight off the pack animals behind him, the hyenas. There's a few of them there.
Oh, yeah.
There's 6 cars in total for that one.
Yes, the battle that never ends, and that we've kept a keen eye onto it. But Karajar, 0.7 of a second over Phil Vella as well. If Phil Vella's got anything in his tank, Cowie, he's got to send it now. 105 points. I think he come into the championship. Is that going to be enough?
I think he's going to be flying there, buddy. But I mean, we talked about it right at the start. You know, would you rather be in front with less than a second lead with a lap to go, or be second and inside a second with 1 lap to go? Because we see, you know, coming down that final straight for the white flag, if Phillip Bella's behind there, he can get a big toe. Oh, nice move there.
No, something's happened to Bernie. Yeah, no, something's happened to Bernie, I think. He just showed up red. Sorry, mate. Just cut you off. Continue, my bad.
That's all right. No, but yeah, look, I think Phil's going to position himself in a spot where he's second with a lap to go. Daniel Byrne and Jay Dixon battling hard here in a game, coming up to Lukey Heights, and Byrne gets a move done around the outside, but Dixon trying to hold the inside, but it'll be Byrne again with the inside again. So these boys are loving these final laps here, battling wheel to wheel, and would be grinning to ear to ear as well. And that's Sean Malloy in there as well, and I think Scotty Pocock's back there as well, is it?
Oh, there we go. The change for the lead as well. We'll just jump off this. Change for the lead, so there's 0.7 of a second gap in between these guys. Now there's nothing. Phil Vella leads Karajar by 0.2 of a second. And this is about patience, picking your time. Did Phil... Well, he wasn't listening to the broadcast because, well, this was well and truly done and run.
Well, he's got to now try and get that gap out to over a second if he can, but you can see Karajar here making sure he stays close. If he has the run, because we're inside the final 2 minutes. Can't see a white flag out there, didn't notice Barney waving one. So I think we might have 1 more lap to go after this. If you know in the chat out there, let us know, of course. But look at this battle here, it's still on, and it's now Bradley that's got to the front of that pack. So you blink, buddy, and there's a shift happening in those 5-6 cars behind too.
Yeah, Jay Dixon is back pretty much where he was, probably about 4 laps to go behind this pack. But Malloy, he's been you know, troubling to most competitors tonight as well, and he's starting to really put the pressure on Burns. But well, if we've got another lap and a half to go, this may change a couple of times yet as he shoots this down the inside with a good run.
Yep, look already. Is that in? I think that... No, here we go. This is the battle, final lap, I would say. And it's Karajar with the inside line as it goes through the Great Southern Loop. Can he close the door on Vella? No, he can't. Vella's managed to stay up the inside. So going down into the big braking zone. A T4. Oh. He's managed to close it off. Vella goes around the outside. Can he hold it? No.
Forces the issue, sends him wide.
Karajar trying to make sure that F3 is as wide as possible, but he's got to make sure he gets a good exit here as they come around the back straight. Vella trying to stay close. He's going to have one last chance coming up over to Lukey Heights. Is he going to do a massive send? As you said, he's got a 100-point lead in the championship. He doesn't need a big centre to clinch things tonight. Oh, good defensive drive in there from Michael Cutterjuk. Make sure that door was never open. Now it's going to be a straight line drag to the start. That start-finish line, though, it's a fair way down this. So Phil may well get a slingshot and a toe. Look at the speed differential. Weaving from Cutterjuk, and he hold on. It looks like he's going to just. Oh, and the battle behind. Greg Bradley's managed to get clear. Daniel Byrne back into P4 as
Check
well.
this out.
Look at Burns and Pocock. Is it no Malloy and Pocock?
Oh, I think it was Malloy at that stage. And there's another side-by-side battle here. Who's this? Oh, I think that was the out-of-sequence car. But a few good close finishes there. And, well, I tell you, Cutterjar Vela, they brought it home strong. And that battle, for me, I don't care who won, who lost, who won the championship. Right now, the battle from 3rd right down to 12th at some stage, that overshone this final round, in my opinion, boys, because that battle was probably more spectacular than watching Cutterjar Vela cross the line. But it was never ending, that battle, and that's the nature of this series, Scowie, isn't it? And, well, I think you might as well say Phil Vela is victor from this one. We've got the points ready to show, but we might as well, debrief this race. Cowie, that battle, I know you missed a lot of it, but you did watch a lot of the broadcast. Oh, the battle of tonight, who do you think it should go to? And, well, you've been here since day dot. Where's the battle of the season?
The thing that I can tell you, like, the battle up front, it's been the Vela Cutterjar show for most of the season, those boys. It's epic each week. We know that Daniel Byrne is in the mix there, Jay Dixon as well. Sean Malloy, the 3rd DFR car, has been right on the cusp of joining those battles. But, week after week, it's Michael and Phil that seem to just rise to the top. They have the class to be able to make their way through the field. So it's definitely been Phil's season. I think he's maybe teased the boys a bit because he was supposed to miss a few rounds, and he's wrangled work to hang on to them. So well done to him in doing so. And he's clinched, I think it's his 3rd title here for the F3s. Michael Cutterjar was so unlucky last season to finish P2. He had a horror finish to the season when he could have been almost able to clinch it like Phil did tonight last season. So again, bridesmaid, so I'm sure Mike will be back, but he's loving the racing, everything that we hear off camera and off mic, because he doesn't want to have a chat to us.
Oh, that doesn't work.
But talking with all the other boys, he's really enjoying the racing, and so are they. I mean, one of the things you'll find is we're getting that 30 car plus field, but these guys are racing each other week after week, so the respect is there. The driving's improving. They make mistakes, they're owning up to them. It's, but that mid-pack battle, buddy, that is where the action always is, and you got to love it when you're seeing 6-7 cars battling with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, it's always good to watch, and well, I'll see if I can integrate in that to next season, slowing down the starts if we get, the finishes, boys. If we can get finishes like that, it'll be pretty good. But, well, tonight's race results, let's bring that up. We'll bring them up class by class, Cowie, because we've got to sort of give everyone every class, their results, don't we? So we'll start off with the AMs.
Well,
they're going to pop up. Yes.
There we go there. Is that Danny Matisich taking out tonight's race for the AMS class? Tyler Sheaf P2, Mark Crockham P3. The big note is Matt Tessiaro P8 there. He had only 17 points over you, Sheepy. So I think, is that enough that you ended up taking it out?
I don't want to spill the beans, mate.
That's right. Well, good result again, though, P2, buddy. I did miss a bit of it there, but every time Pete flicked over to you, you were in a battle, buddy. And that's where you want to be, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely correct on that. I didn't want the safety car though. I think that ruined my fun of finishing higher than normal, but it was good fun out there with the boys, and yeah, lots to learn for next season.
Awesome. Well, so, and looking at the AMS result here, Greg Bradley, well, he's been a class of his own. Look at that, 14 seconds ahead of Nathan Burney. So I think Greg will be a Pro-Am driver no longer following tonight, but it took a few rounds for him to find his feet, and then it's been a dominant display, and he's been mixing it with the pros ever since. Having a look at a bit of the action going on. Nathan Burney, well, there's a good recovery from Nathan. The game we saw tonight, I think he qualified P20 and finished second in class. He's definitely got himself up the leaderboard there, and I know that he struggles to get a lot of practice in with all his work commitments and that, but it's great to see that he's been racing with us since the start of SRW, and he's still here and he's loving it. So awesome, Nathan. And Dylan Little, I think this is Dylan's first season with us, and straight into the podiums for the Pro-Am Championships. So congratulations to him, finishing ahead of Andrew Johnston in tonight's race. Matty Gerard, Adam Simpson, what a horror. The final 3 rounds Adams had was in contention for the Pro-Am Championship, and just things conspired against him, which is unfortunate. And of course, was that Chris Swadling and our resident admin Bradley Hudson at P8, Andrew Lydon and Callan Hodgkinson. Looks like Callan didn't make the race, I think. All right. Well, and then finally the pro results for tonight. Well, we saw it there. Michael Cuttajar stealing the win on the final lap, back off Phil Vella. Well, actually, he held it, didn't he, into T1, but Phil Vella will have done enough to come away with the championship for season 4 here of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. Daniel Byrne with a great result tonight for Kittens Racing. I think Phillip Island is definitely a favourite of his. Dwayne Burns, P4, Sean Malloy, Jay Dixon, Scott Pocock. Those cars there were all battling for pretty much, 50 minutes of this race. And I'm sure that those guys all had a big smile on their face. Well, I think it's now time you can bring up those championship results, if you can, please, Pete.
Let's go. Let's do it for the AMS. Sheafy, we got you in here, mate. So let's bring up the AMS, the finishing championship standings for the Formula 3 Nationals.
There we go. 30 points in the end, Sheafy there. So a bit befell, Matt. I don't know if that was a result of any of the safety cars, or he got caught up in some action there, but you said that the safety car hurt you, Sheepy. Well, it didn't hurt you in the end, buddy. You still walk away with the M Championship.
No, I definitely did. Obviously, I've got to say big thanks from Matt all season. He's been so competitive. He was up there at the top all the way through. He did send a message just before the race saying he won't be able to complete the whole race. I was a bit gutted about that because I was looking forward to the on-track battles that we could have, especially fighting for that last position. So yeah, I feel gutted for him, really. Missing out on the opportunity to obviously competing and challenging for P1.
Fight in that final round, yeah, that's what you want. Well, you can see he did do enough to hang on to P2. Greg Johnston finishing 2 points behind him in P3. So, I know Greg was right in the hunt there because he had a couple of great results in that. I think it was round 6 and 7. Greg Johnson had a couple of great results that brought him to the top, and he was fighting right at the front there with you boys as well. But it will be Tyler Sheaf for Velocity Sim Labs, our AM class winner for season 4 here of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals, beating out Matt Tessiero by 30 points, and Greg Johnson for Team Greg Racing finishing 2 points further back. That is the M podium. Congratulations, Tyler, and congratulations, Matt and Greg as well.
I think we get a point out. Yes, our boss man pointed out. Good eyes. I've seen it, but I wasn't going to bring it out. But yeah, look at that. I finished with a 612 point gap back from you, Sheafy. So yeah, you're too quick for me, bud.
I think you did one race in there, buddy, didn't you? And then realised the F3s were a bit harder than you thought.
Cars in general are a bit hard for me, I think. But the Pro-Ams rather, Bradley, as you mentioned, is incredible, wasn't he? And he had good battles and a good battle tonight
Well, look at those
was
points
Verney.
there, buddy. It's a 222-point lead over Nathan Verney there to finish the championship. So Greg definitely showing his class, and I'm sure he's going to have a yellow badge next to him for next season. Then have a look at how close P2 and P3 were. We did say, could Adam Simpson hang on to P2 ahead of Nathan Verney? Well, Verney has got him by 3 points to put the Locked On Racing Machine into P2 for the Pro-Am Championship. Adam Simpson has hung on to P3, but I'm sure he'll be a bit disappointed with the finish to his season, because he was definitely, he was in the hunt with Greg there for a good chunk of that season.
Yeah, and I just see a name in here. Be interesting, Andrew Lydon. Flick us a text, mate. I think I may know you if you're from up here. But yeah, the battles were intense throughout all three. But well, the man of the moment, the fastest car, and well, we didn't think we'd be able to call him the championship leader because he may have missed it. Remember, we got lucky, or he got lucky.
He was going to miss some rounds, and he's wrangled things at work to stay in the hunt. And he has finished 102 points ahead of Michael Colajar, and that is Phil Vella for Downforce Racing. So once again, our Shannons Formula 3 Nationals season champion. He has been always a driver right at the front when it comes to qualifying. Even if he does get pipped, that racecraft just shows out race after race. He seems to be able to almost have a third sense and be able to avoid some of the incidents. Knows when to stay clear. And again, it's worked for him. Michael Colajar, well, he's taken the fight to Phil all season. And it's been great to see. Dylan DeBono finishes P3. We know Dylan had a cartwheel moment tonight and probably not his best night here at Phillip Island. But he has been another revelation for the Pro F3s this season. Straight away, right in the mix, fighting for those podiums. Jay Dixon P4 and Daniel Byrne P5. Those top 5 guys, even Scott Pocock there, P6, been right amongst it all season. And I'm sure we're going to see sort of P3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down to 10. They're going to be trying to see what they can do about P1 and 2, because we can't just leave it the Vella and Colajar show. These boys are good, they're keen to get in amongst it too.
It's going to be a great next season anyway. So as we've mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Regos are open. Get in and get amongst it, because the racing you've seen tonight was only one touch of what you've seen all season. And well, you've been here since day dot, I think, from the very first season, Cowie. So it's been like that from the very start. So it's a series to get around, not only the F3s but all of them. But the F3s, if you can steer an open wheeler.
Oh, we used to share a night with another car, and then it's those other series have maybe fallen off with numbers, but the F3s has continually grown. These boys here love racing against each other, and we're seeing you won't hear the any sort of rude words and that over the chat, because the guys have got respect. If someone makes a mistake, generally it's a mistake, it's not intentional. And when you race with the same guys week after week, you know that things like that aren't going to be intentional. So, how many safety cars was it tonight? Was it 2?
1 safety car
One.
tonight.
It was only the 1, because I called 3.
So I win by default because I was closer.
No,
Is that how we
0
work?
right at the start, buddy.
I'm closer though, Cowie. That's how it works.
Technically,
Closest to bull. Closest to bull, isn't it?
It's not priceless right.
Anyway, let's get out of here, Cowie. Let's wrap it up. It was a good night for me.
Mate, it has been awesome working with yourself later this season. Big thanks to Hamish for the first part of the season as well. Of course, without you guys going to the level that you do with the cameras and, all those extra hacks and, tweaking here and there, and the way you put up all of those standings at the end, buddy, that shows the extra bit of work that you and Shibby and Hamish are putting in behind the scenes, which is what we love, and the reason we can bring this here. Sheepy, pleasure to have you with us again tonight, buddy. Congratulations on your AM win, and love hearing your dulcet tones in here, buddy. And of course, to you guys out there in YouTube and Facebook land. Of course, you know, we can't do this without your support and the support of all of our sponsors. We love this racing. We love talking about it, love chatting about it. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and if you've got your friends out there, and tell them about your racing, get them to jump in and watch, subscribe so they don't miss out on any of it. But otherwise, that will bring us to the end of tonight, this afternoon's broadcast of the Formula 3 Shannons F3 Nationals. Thanks very much out there. This is Cowie, that's Shibby, and that's Pete. Sheafy, and that's Pete. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all next time for a new season. Cheers.